into the morning for some Men of War with me, Inuki, and two brand new guys into the fray. It's gonna be, I don't know how it's going to be because it's not happened yet, but two new players. It's the Canyon map, which is kind of quirky, although the sides, I will admit, for spectating are not ideal. You see me go over here, and then all of a sudden it's super high camera angle view. But that's not important, we can work around that. Just like we can come back and go around this rock, because what's more fun in Men of War than going straight to the middle flag, seeing a rather disheartening sight that the flag's already been captured, and then we'll just make a big loop round to go capture. Oh no, it's happened again. Oh, we're gonna have Danny Boy move around the rock again. Is it Danny Boy? Yes, it is Danny Boy, with loads of numbers, plenty of numbers, just in case we need to, like, barcode check him or something. In he comes with his squad leader leading the charge from the front. He is a true Space Marine brother. But in the distance, we have Chad with an 18 rifle infantry. Let's get some smokes down there. It'll make us defend a lot easier in his logic. But, okay, 80 riflemen, I believe not ideal for this situation. However, much hilarity will ensue from it. We would love to see counter to that 80 rifle, which everyone knows will just like do a mirror counter. 80 rifle counters 80 rifle. Something which pro players just can't quite understand. Something that's just so advanced that no one would ever think of it. And coming right from behind, Chad doing an excellent thing of just plowing straight for the middle flag, going straight around here, right into the back of that squad. But the squad is just hidden in the smoke right now. Rather protected, unseen. I can barely see them. The only reason I know them there is because there's green dots on the screen. They're somewhere. They're doing something. They're not... just go to the flag point already. The flag is like right there, and you can see that camera angle again. It's because basically it's due to like the height of the map, and I swing my camera around, and all of a sudden I'm above. Ooh, is that a little cave? Oh wow! How cool is that? It's a shame that we don't have boats in Men of War. We do manage to capture the right-hand side of the map. Hooray for Russia! Germany just holding on to the central flag point at the moment, whilst we bank super hard and reinforce with 80 infantry. We've got a machine gunner down here as well. The micro is just off the scale. We now have a on the field, or a tankette, which makes it a lot easier. The tankette is going to have support from 1 assault rifleman, 2 assault riflemen, 3 assault SMG. Oh, there's a whole litter of little puppies there with guns in a cool line formation. Absolutely wrecks that infantry squad, and they're going to move up and take that zone and breathe in some of those toxic fumes. In comes a counter to that, though. The light AT gun. That might just be able to take out the tankette and all of the infantry troops. If not badly, I don't know how it will take it out. But we could certainly use some infantry support. Like, infantry is a very big factor in these games. These guys been playing for about a year, so they say. The rumors go, the bards have told the tales. It's been a year since the time of playoff, but definitely get infantry supporting literally every unit in the game. Like, you've got an AT rifle, support it with infantry. You've got a bazooka, support it with infantry. You've got a tank, light tank, medium tank, heavy tank, super hyper, ultra, extra heavy tank. You support that with infantry. If you can't do it, you get a teammate to do it, but this is a 1v1. So you have to be very self-dependent. We're going to support our light AT gun with a light half-track. And remember, you've got hero points as well. Like, there are plenty of hero troops to choose from. Got some shock infantry, which could be coming out and burning some people. If you wanted some infantry, any infantry at all, the half-track. Nicely positioned. It stops those guys from running past, but we don't know if any, like, just a few guys may have got through. That's the time when we bring out some partisans. What we do is just split them up, fan them out, and run them across all the cover in the game. On that side of the map, we don't have to go too far. Ooh, tankette versus the 50 cal on the half-track. Now, the half-track would indeed win if those guys weren't so exposed. The MGs on that tankette just destroyed the gunner. The gunner dies. The driver thinks, oh, I'll take my chances. Perfect bait. Advanced tactics. That's what that half-track was there for. Now we bring in more infantry. We got a squad leader there. Wonderful. It's just a regular squad. Followed by some tank crew to go pick up that half-track yet again. No assaults on the right-hand side. They've got this area in lockdown with that AT rifle there. Oh, if they come over that hill, they're just going to be blasted into that waterfall. It's going to be a really hard-hitting shot. But again, we're going to send our whole squad to the left with hopefully a half-track support. We get the tank crew. We do a little switcheroo there. We get the tank crew on the AT gun, and then we put some regular guys inside of there. We're running over corpses. Oh, there was a little tiny accident, and our tank crewman has stepped over a bit of rubble, stubbed his toe, and well, it's just gonna have a little bit of a sleep now. And don't worry, we've got plenty of time. We'll send some guy to go pick up the light AT gun, and we'll bring him back as well. Half-track moving in. We're just gonna wait for the perfect time. Oh, I feel like that perfect time has kind of gone ever so slightly with the Panzer IV here. We know the assault is coming. We can see, or at least should be able to see, this vehicle in the distance. However, side-facing armor. And a Goliath is coming, by the way, but let's ignore that for the time being. This AT gun can penetrate from the side. A Panzer IV, it can do that. Now, Danny Boy, he will be able to stay in the shroud of the fog of war. He should be able to get his light AT gun here, and then such a good shot, but missed opportunities. The opportunity is no longer there. That Panzer IV is going away. Plus, there's that hill there. I don't know if he could have got it. And a surprise Goliath. Light AT gun is going to try and blow it up from here. Don't worry, it'll only kill that entire squad. That's it, right? Burn it. We'll burn it. I'm sure that can't go in any way wrong. Fire explosives. Who would put the two together to make like some sort of catastrophe? I don't know. But the Goliath doesn't explode, and this is actually surprisingly common for this to actually happen with the Goliath. Somehow you can shoot it with all sorts of explosive and AT grenades, and it just kind of damages the half-track. It doesn't detonate the load. Unlike anything else in Men of War, let's say. But we shall grab a bazooka. Bazookas. That's the one thing you can take away from this game, is bazookas are absolutely fantastic, but not seeing that the bazooka had taken out his Panzer IV, it now takes out the Lukes, and we still have an AT rifle here if we so choose to pick that up. We can make this AT bazooka man into a super hyper ultra AT awesome guy. But using too many superfluous words, just like there's too many superfluous armor on the field, we bring out a tankette. Sure, why not? I guess we can get the infantry out of that and capture some points. Failing that, bring out some more infantry. Lots of surprisingly anti-tank capabilities. Score currently 20 to the Germans, 5 to the Russians. The Russians got both points though, so they are ticking up slowly but surely. It looks like we're going on an assault for the German side on the right-hand point of the map where the waterfall is. Lots of smoke down here. Not the bad manners, because this machine gun is going to hurt a lot. Now, they should be in range. Should absolutely be in range for a grenade. There we go. You can see. It's just these details. I love it. We see we make the AT rifleman survive, but we're just like, no, fuck the machine gunner. He can die. We'll replace him with new upgraded machine gunner, maybe. You know, machine gun guy 2.0. But just seeing that grenade fly through the air, just taking that sort of animation in and stuff like that. It's nice to be able to pay attention to that stuff. We have two light AT guns, the half-track and the tankette, working ever so hard, but now the return Panzerfaust. In fact, that was an AT grenade on the half-track there. Now comes a Panzer III GA. Perhaps more infantry, guys. We could rip off the 50 cal on that half-track and maybe get some sandbags down here to cover the point. The light AT gun might be able to deal with the Panzer GA. but it just needs to get into line of sight. Infantry on its way. Hoorah! Infantry is a way to go. Absolutely no contestation of the middle whatsoever. If we could just have some sight on that. I would love some guard snipers here. I mean, honestly, not at all ideal for this map. If only we could destroy these rocks here, or get around here, we'd have an awesome line of sight. But the high ground is not exactly there. Like, for snipers to be effective in this map, like, I'm just doing this on the fly, by the way. I'm just analyzing this map and seeing what I see. Like, if you want snipers to be good, they'll have to be moved up front here, or around about here, to make a use of the high ground. They really need that high ground. They really need some sort of elevation, even if it's just by 1 meter. It's really important. Also really important not to group up your guys like this, otherwise that happens. And that happening is contributing to the loss of the Soviet Union. I see a flamethrower here, and he's just kind of, you know, taking the moment. When will I flame? There we go. We'll do it after he dies, so it's less painful. It's kind of heartwarming, really. I mean, not pun not intended, heartwarming, but you know, heartwarming that he would do that. And then that's why we have that there, of course, the light AT gun. Well known to counter flamethrowers. Also, in comes a grenade. Is he going to make it? He's going to make it, but if he just fired that HE shell right next door to him, he could have blew that AT grenade far away. That's just going into the realms of pure elitism, though. People rarely do that on purpose. It is an accidental thing which happens. I'm loving this weird sandbag here, by the way. It's like, yeah, just in case anyone phases through the rocks, I've got this covered. And then I'm going to look away as well. So I'm only protected from fire from that angle. I'm not actually going to stop anyone coming from that angle. Light tank destroyer. It's rare I see these, but I'm very happy to see one today. I've been like away for a fair few days. I'm trying to do some more Men of War Assault videos for you guys at home as well. I know there's just been a lack of content producing. I am getting apparently what they know as popular now, so I have to do lots more work, and I have to find time to do these things, but certainly still always will make Men of War videos. I absolutely adore the game. It's still my favorite game. My favorite co-op game, it's my favorite versus game, it's my favorite strategy game. It just wins so many awards, and I'm still looking forward to Call to Arms. Like, I know I say some negative things about it, but I'm still looking forward to it because it's still essentially Men of War, and if we support it in the future, who knows, we may even have an Assault Squad 2 out there with like a far better engine, and Instinct can go absolutely nuts on adding any features he wants to. MG moving out into the middle. I do like it where you do actually have like just a few guys defending this area. Like, it was so uncontested. Like, Chad just didn't see the need to devote any resources to protecting it, and there's your weak point. It takes the enemy sandbag, puts a machine gun behind it, guns everyone down, some random grenades all over the place, scorching earth marks. But incoming the retaliation as well, just all of a sudden out of nowhere, paratroopers stand up from the bushes. They still got a machine gun to deal with. Machine gun up, yes, machine gun up. Well, that's how effective machine guns are, I'm afraid. No hat today, no bandana today, just wake-up hair, by the way. And wake-up hair is the itchiest hair you can get. But besides that, besides me being rather unwashed at the moment, we'll probably go in the shower. These guys were just like, "Oh, Inuki, how, like, do you choose the guys you spectate?" I'm like, for Men of War, no. People just grab me. And then I was like, "Oh, let's have a game." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's have a game." And that was roughly my level of excitement. And that's roughly how dead these guys are as well. The machine gunner is it still? We have to wait for the mist to clear. It's still there. The machine gunner is still alive and kicking. And even that guy was for a time being. Incoming, what most people dare not do is a light tank destroyer rush for the Panzer IV. It's a bold move, especially with no rotational turret, but it could well work out for him. It does, and now it's time to back off out of there. The tank crew disembark. yeah, it's not destroyed enough yet. We have to destroy it more. Turn around, make a quick getaway, avoiding that AT grenade. Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh, the crew are getting hammered in the back though, but there's still one more guy alive. You see those evasive maneuvers there? It's so pro. I'm loving it, absolutely adoring this. And there we go, set sailing away, flags to maximum speed, hyper generator. And because, I mean, after destroying a Panzer IV, a J, an F, a H, or a G, or whatever that was, is dead now. The Lukes, the Tankette. After destroying all that, we need to make sure that we have a hard counter to any more, like Panzer IVs, Js, and whatnot. So we'll bring out the big toys. The super heavy AT gun. Also works very well against infantry if it hits. Not many people know that as well. The round is about at least that big. So it does knock out one's brain, hitting on the head. You do have to aim for the head, though. That is the weak spot on German soldiers. I tend to found that anyway. And I love this. I love that he's using the tractor to go and murder more people in the waters. I mean, bear in mind, in this map, these points are very weak for infantry to cross. For no other reason than this is a hill, and if you put sandbags in front of the hill, or you put units in position in the waters here, you are essentially firing at them as they wander across. And not many people tend to take this path around here to clear out any infantry which would stop them from crossing. So sandbags in this area and this area with just a light machine gun is really, really irritating. The very far forward AT gun, not many people know that if you bring an AT gun closer to the target, it is a lot more accurate. That is the vibe I'm getting here. We don't need to protect any like German soldiers coming around here, because we kind of trust those Germans to not do something as cheesy as shit like that. In fact, we're gonna defend that with a ZSU. I will compromise. I will say this is fine. We can deal with that. If anything comes here, we can blow it up. You can see, look, they were trying to make their way around. Trying to make their way around. They weren't going to do it. Oh, he flies backwards there. And that sorted that paratrooper squad out. But if worse came to worse, we still had our little tractor there. Our freaking Russians naming their stuff. I could just call it something easy like Barbie. Barbie the tractor. Now that machine gun has been destroyed, by the way. We can no longer operate that. No one's going behind these sandbags. I think this is the only sandbag on the field. That is the light tank destroyer, also known as the... Oh my god, there was a squad there, but there is no longer a squad there because I shot it. Tank destroyer. I'm still holding on to this right-hand point, though. I would love to see more grenades over here, or even flamethrowers. Smokes, flame on. Don't even ignore that guy. He's not doing jack squiddles. But the tractor leading the charge here. Maybe going to steal some resources. You see, there's an MG that's just asking to be stolen there. Ooh, a mortar. It's rare you see a tractor being used as a scout unit, and rare that you get to see the awesome dinky little physics of an AT grenade lifting the tractor up onto its side. Now, we are lacking in infantry yet again. It may have something to do with the CP. We're looking at like 10 there, we're looking about 15 there perhaps. We'll say another 15 or 20 there. 10 there, all AT guns and emplacements are generally 10. And a score of infantry there, 10 there. So we can still field at least an infantry squad and a few more guys. Just at least that. Now, it appears that Danny Boy wants to go on the offensive on the right-hand side. Now, there is a slight problem with this, and that is there is nothing on this side of the map to go capture. A strategical oversight. However, maybe he just loves rocks. So you can see infantry is moving through here. So maybe he's seen that infantry. He hasn't seen that infantry. But maybe let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's seen that infantry and he's going to counter with a full-on squad. Now, the great thing about having a defensive position is you don't have to attack the enemy. Again, what I would call a strategical oversight. I don't know what this was. I think his objective was to take this point. However, using or rather not using his memory, he completely had forgotten that there was stuff defending this area. Mainly machine guns and things will completely destroy his infantry if he blobs them all up, but the grenades are a nice little additional flavor to this battle. Smoke grenades as well. It's nice that you want to prohibit me from spectating and commentating this game. From now on, it's just going to be the smoke is out. We'll have to wait for the fog to clear again, guys. But we can just barely see some helmets flying. And again, failing the first wave of infantry, we'll send in the second wave. And perhaps if these corpses are on fire, we might get even closer. This guy seems to have dislocated his shoulder. Grenade goes back behind there. Looking good. We're now using the crawling strategy because the slower... I think machine gunners operate on movement, so if we move very slowly, they might not see us. More Molotovs there as well. Just got to burn those corpses. I don't know. They look unsightly, so let's just burn them as a marker of respect for that failed assault. We don't have enough things which blow up on the map, so we're going to bring in a D1. Now, the D1 is what I would say the most excelente heavy artillery gun that you can get across the 5 nations that are on offer in Men of War Assault Squad. The D1 offers like the best artillery fire you can get. So having one of those in pretty much any team game, just one is really fantastic to have. But make sure that you support all of your friends, not just one of them or yourself, or calling yourself a friend and pretending that you're supporting yourself, because really you got to make the most out of those shots. So look for the biggest targets on the map, not the biggest targets on your secluded zone that you are concentrating on, because that's how team games work. And again, although this is not a team game, I'm seeing that there are many units which just... Well, that's gone. H in the background there, I feel like there might be another assault. The BS3 is tragically looking like it wants to fire. Oh, it's revealing itself. That H could be taken out. We already got the light AT tank destroyer, or the light tank destroyer rather, firing, trying to get that frontal armor shot. Gonna be way too difficult, but because that's fired, it's alerted. It's worrying. It's worrying him. Really a concern. And now he's not going to move his H forward, which means he's not going to come in range of this BS3. It's a shame that sometimes you have to put your AT guns on hold fire because they will just reveal themselves. You've got to ideally wait for the opportune moment, and sometimes that does mean sacrificing a few hundred German soldiers to get that precious light vehicle destroyed. But in this game, it's kind of worth it. In this type of game, definitely worth it. The D1 firing at an unbeknownst location. Perhaps this mortar is its target. The mortar wonderfully using this big giant rock here, which may actually dismantle. There we go. Woo! Throwing those rocks all over. They can destroy a lot of infantry, by the way. But now this is going to be used as heavy cover. And out. Whoa! H versus BS3. BS3 clearly wins. This H is going to be rather irritating to deal with, but don't worry, we're going to send in our fast and furious light tank destroyer right around the side. The H looks, it ponders, it wonders. The MGs are piling, it's clearing. Look how easy it is for them to clear just with that machine gun. And now the infantry is the one protecting that H. The H is just being crew injured and stunned. We're backing that out. Only 2 guys left, but they do manage to get the shot. That's impressive for a little dinky tank like that. But like I said, getting in closer increases the chances of penetration. We do lose our a tank destroyer, and I'm honestly hoping to see more infantry. However, that BS3 was just so effective that we have to get another one. It's mandatory to have a BS3 to deal with something like a H, when literally you're just taking that H out with this very cheap unit. We gotta make sure, we gotta be safe, so we'll bring out another BS3. Now you can see that the Germans have just managed to capture this. The motorcycle is scouting at really premium delivery motorcycle rates. There you go. We'll just chuck that in there. I guess he wants to try and run that down, but little does he know, motorcycles don't actually run over things like that. They're too small, they're not heavy enough, so they just bounce off for some reason. We have return fire artillery, it seems. Or is that just the mortar? That mortar's making some hefty explosions on the map. Even I was confused there. Look at that. In the water, it's like really big. On land, though, just a tiny little explosion. Failing the H will bring out the downgraded brother. It's the G. The G manages to take the turret out of the ZIS. And in comes the ZSU, which also does not work against the G, surprisingly enough. Now, it can destroy that, but it has to be a lot closer than normal. Don't worry, we got that BS3, though. That's moving into position as the D1 also fires around, making sure that no one captures that premiumly delivered motorcycle. It would be nice to have some infantry here. We got German movement inside these bushes. They're either moving forward. They are moving forward, in fact. The tank crewmen. Peekaboo, everyone's running around them. Oh, even flamethrowers hiding in the bushes and burning himself. He does manage to get a lot of that infantry, though. All of them. It's sacrificial. He just still managed to get that grenade off and destroys the D1. Even on fire. He will complete his mission. Great job, unknown soldier number 50. Right. So I have no idea what happened on the left. I think there was something going down there. That tank not repairable, but this tank surprisingly is repairable. It can be commandeered by anyone. A perfect position for taking out that H. If you can just ricochet the shot off that rock, and then over here, round here, it comes all the way over to this rock there. Ricochets between this tree, those rocks, and all those infantry, and a great engine shot. It's difficult to do, but it is doable. Like, it is there, that can be done. I've seen it happen. Perhaps never, but still doable. German infantry still holding onto this land, but Soviets are coming in close. The grenades are being randomly tossed. Lots of burning, by the way. Flamethrowers galore. Nice to see that the flamethrowers are used. He did burn to death, though, did he not? He did not. Where is flamethrower Sam? If we can only see him... Hang on a minute. Oh, we can't do silhouettes. Silhouettes is letting us down. Grenades are just exploding on both sides. Trees are falling. But who is capturing? It seems to me that the Soviets have got this one, and the flamethrower infantry is working a delightful treat around the hill. Hills are great, by the way. If only we could identify that there's a hill on the right-hand side of the map. For the Germans, for Chad. Speaking for Chad here. You could just identify hills are great and burn this. But now we have two sentries upon the hill. They can see what's coming in advance. That's great. In comes the Nebelwerfer to clear out the middle. The score currently 73 to the Russians. Not long to go now. 30 for the Germans. Sit tight, guys. It could be a relatively long game still to come, as the Russians maintain hold of the map. 26 more points to come, and one more German soldier to yet again... Oh, look at him dodge that flamethrower. Not dodging it enough, unfortunately, but he did dodge like at least a second there. That's important. The flamethrower goes down. Oh, we make sure that no one picks up that flamethrower ever again. Not that I've seen many people pick up stuff here. Running to the sandbags. I like how Chad utilizes sandbags. It's very nice to see. He will have a lot of heavy cover there. These lazy-ass tank commander and tank crewmen are just kind of having a little banter there. Back behind that tank, we have the crewman here as well. Tank commander. All these units which could literally just charge in and maybe hope to achieve something in their lifespan. Making sure that they are working as ambitionless as possible is the way to go. That's 100% merit there. Our BS3 moving to the right-hand side. Is it going to try and get on an axis where it can maybe hit that? Like, you see here, right here. Right, the pickle juicing. Oh my god. Oh god, no. It's okay. This game will end at some point. The H, G-Rava. I think it's seen. I think it may have seen yet again the BS3. The BS3 needs to turn. It needs to fire. It needs to do something before it is destroyed. The rocks making excellent cover here. Fire BS3. Fire BS3. Oh, we can't see that target anymore. But don't worry, the G can't see us either. He's completely forgotten that this is here, and now he's charging forward. He sees that long reload time on this BS3. going to be even longer now it's destroyed, but don't tell Chad that. He might get a little bit scared and back off. Instead, we do have an AA gun. Perhaps the AA gun will have some merit to it. Just going to sit behind this rock first of all, though. And the tractor, nice in the open. Don't worry, the G's not going to bother with it, though. Or is it? No, it wants the rocks. The rocks are priority target. AT grenade. I don't even know where that AT grenade was. Like, the tank was never there to begin with. That was a very, very mismicroed grenade. Perhaps there was some kind of dolphin with lasers on his head that perhaps I did not see. I can only say perhaps on that one. Incoming more infantry. Always nice to see infantry on the field. I would love to have more pleasant infantry around taking some of these flag points, because those are its purposes in life generally, to take flag points, hold flag points, sometimes go on epic legendary suicidal missions into machine gun fire. You know, mix and matching it. Always an exciting day. Has anyone in the UK seen that military recruitment advert? And the guy is, I used to work on the checkout machine. He just goes beep, beep. What, as the checkout? What the hell? It's such a silly advert. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why that's a military advert, but it makes me giggle. I see hats flying again. I see column formations again. I see not so well hidden infantry. I see lack of sandbags. I see Chad bringing in a G to go clear this out, and a tractor which wants to... Yeah, I don't even know what the objective of the tractor is. It's trying to bring this AA gun in, but can the AA gun take out the G from this distance? Stay tuned. Stay the flip tuned. I see the G doesn't actually even want to try and mess with this. I think approaching from the front and getting a AG shell would be fine. I would like to check it out. We can always be pleasantly surprised on Men of War Assault Squad as to what can take out what. First of all, we're gonna make sure this tractor isn't gonna wipe out all of the units in the middle flag. What a stupid rock! You can see the rock's actually crumbling into separate pieces here. There it goes again. Lovely physics. I see the tractor is actually... Well, I hear the tractor is trying to escape. The guys are still alive in there, shitting their pants, no doubt. But G is kind of bored with them now. Bored. Gotta look at the second tractor. There we go. If we can't take that tractor, we'll take out the other tractor. Needing more infantry. Germany with 2 flag points, 48 points out of the 100's total maximum points you can gain. However, there is some sneaky capturing from Danny Boy, hiding in those burnt out bushes. Nothing the G can do. The manpower must be incredibly low for both teams, and German infantry actually running away from the battlefield. I'll see how this works out for them in the long run, but they do return. That's good. They do find that one infantry soldier. They do take a fair amount of casualties, and the AA gun is going to help to achieve. We need to lay the flip down. Get lower, because that hill is going to protect us. This flag point, by the way, as it's just a little bit low on that side, a little bit low on this side, so thrown on the side of the flag point is really, really good. Track damage, that is what I would expect from an AA gun. However, will we see any more damage? Yes, we will, but it's to the AA gun, not the tank. What is going on over here? I see it's a T-26 going to capture this rock here. We shall mark it with the Soviet Union's flag. It's going to go all the way around. And I don't believe the H notices, although it's going to notice now it's fired. Perhaps try and get as close as possible before engaging, because you need to make sure that your tank can actually penetrate. And now it's going like absolutely crazy. One more shot from the H, and wallop. That tank is now repairable. You've given that to the Germans, essentially. Will Chad repair that? No. Chad won't repair that. Whoa! But Danny Boy will be utilizing some repair work in this game. Got to get that light tank destroyer back up and about. We need something to stop the likes of that G. And that is going to be it. Going to bring in a bazooka as well. Where was you like 20 centuries ago? We even had some sandbags being ran over here. These guys are a little out of position now. They need to be back behind these sandbags. It's no good building sandbags and not using them. You're just giving them to the enemy as soon as they advance up. Which is another thing as well. These sandbags, as soon as these two guys die, that sandbag is going to be used for taking these posts out. And those guys are looking in all kinds of directions. I do love the bazooka here, by the way. He's even got it out ready to fire. So prepared. Absolutely so prepared. Infantry moving in yet again. Exciting times for the partisans. Maybe that nation will be able to capture the middle flag point. And a charge. Now, this little charge here gives you a lot of troops. I believe it's 25 between that amount. And they used to come with smoke shells. It's a real shame that they don't. They used to come with sandbags as well. It was awesome. But they got rid of all that crap. And now it's just a 2 hero point unit, which you can send in, and we won't need to micro it. We do need to look out for these mines here, though. Incoming mines. We're going to run over the mines. We're going to get that far onto the mines. The Molotov is fired. It does kill everyone behind the sandbag. Assault SMGs. Wonderful. Oh, an explosion. That's one of the mines hit, killing 3 guys. That's probably the best mine I've ever seen on Assault Squad. 1 mine, 3 kills. Usually only kills 1 guys per truck. That Nebel is still hanging around here and can still fire. It does. I think it's killing more friendlies than enemies. Just a tip with the Nebel, by the way, fire it further than you need to, because the rockets tend to land shorter than what it is. And you can see the mines being really effective there. And the zone still being captured. We still have at least 1 survivor, 2 survivor, 3 survivor, 4, 5 survivor, 5 survivors. There we go. We're just making sure I can count in this game. Tank crews, though, pistol whipping their way to the middle flag. The G still looking fine. We do have that light tank destroyer up. It's going to be fired yet again. In fact, no, it does take out the G. Nice hull penetrated. It is damaged. It is pierced. And more German infantry about to take the central point. They're crawling in there. I like the Chan is using that crawl button to get closer and be unseen. But the grenades are thrown back. The Molotovs of pain right inside the craters. Molotovs are great for that, by the way. You can just burn the craters to make sure no one takes them for like 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so. They'll still carry on burning for a little time. And when they hop in there, they'll burn again. So that's actually wore off now. They re-get in there. Next Molotov, aerial denial. Zoning those German infantry to have to run into open fire ground. Look at the wonderful moving and firing animation. You don't see that much in Men of War Assault Squad as well, but it's there. It's actually there, and it's really nice in Assault Squad compared to Call to Arms, by the way, because in Assault Squad, it's slow. In Call to Arms, I will complain that it's overly fast and overly inappropriate. More mines are still there. You literally have to step on the mines, by the way. I would love to see a minesweeper out here just to make absolutely sure that there are no more mines there, because those hurt. That did hurt. I mean, granted, we'll get some manpower back from that, but it hurts. Very, very painful for the feeties. German infantry moving in. They don't have to worry about mines, by the way. They can step on all the friendly mines they like. However, the Molotovs are burning. It's not good, I'd say. Not good. Especially the ones which don't burn, and it's that explode outwards and destroy many, many organs. Very critical. Hats are flying yet again, but the Germans are holding on to this area as long as humanly possible because they only have 39 more points to go, 20 for the Soviets. And now it's time for the trucks. Trucks are an act of desperation. It's not even a fast-moving truck, but it has, you know, a lot of roads. Still got this AT gun here, by the way. AT gun had this area on lockdown for a long, long time. Grenades over the hill yet again, just trying to scout for any infantry if there is. The light tank destroyer, it's doing good. Still got some HE shells in the bucket. Ah, we're gonna rearm this. I see. It's not an act of desperation. It's an act of logistics. We're gonna rearm that. Perhaps even refuel that. Did it actually lose fuel or something? If Danny Boy even knows how to refuel. Oh god, that begs the question. But I'm sure, considering the amount of moving this tank has done, it has no need for fuel. And if it did, there's plenty of vehicles on the map which have blown up somewhere. Actually, no, they've all disappeared because they've fully been destroyed. There's still a tractor there. We can take some fuel out of that. No problem. Absolutely no problem. We still got one surprisingly obscurely hidden infantry soldier. In fact, two. Shows up as one dot on the map, but there is indeed two there. A little bit of blood on his head, it looks like. But that doesn't faze him in the slightest. Perhaps if he could just come up behind and destroy those German infantries, which I think were hiding behind that sandbag next to the machine gun post. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe they even have some grenades that they don't even have to show themselves. They can just throw it beyond the rock. Infantry moving around here, I may have saw. Full frontal assault. These two infantry squads will be colliding. It could be the truest battle for the middle that we've had yet. Gonna be fought with grenades though, of course. Because of how compact these squads are, grenades are really effective, and these players have identified that at least. They're gonna know that the grenades are the best way to take out each other's trap. Two guys down there, one unconscious, the flurry of grenades thrown again. Epic whole entire squad almost dodge. Very almost dodge, not quite a full dodge, but an almost dodge, which still is a dodge. Can't argue that logic. But that AT gun attached to this chassis is just not going to utilize any movement whatsoever. It's just a static emplacement for the time being. HE shells galore all over this point. Plenty of craters, though, to hide in. Oh, that's not even a crater. We got 4 craters we can hide in. Blasting that soldier back. We get right behind that German soldier does, and still doesn't manage to take out that SMG soldier. But don't worry, he dies as well from the likes of his own friendly soldier. Grenades hurt both players, by the way. Explosions hurt everyone in this game. I love friendly fire. Friendly fire needs to be featured in more games, by the way. I want to see friendly fire featured in Smite too, but I guess people will just think I'm mental. All MOBA games should have some kind of friendly fire. Toggle on and off button, because I'd just like to see people getting stunned by themselves, but going into completely different game realms is not something we want to do on Men of War Assault Squad, because you guys are the hardcore Men of Assault, getting this far into this game anyway. Hi guys, what's kept you over here? I was actually trying to stream this game, by the way, but it somewhat broke. I'm trying to work on getting this stream working. Still some issues with expert. Can never get rid of all these streaming issues, but we're gonna get a chat box up, a webcam, some kind of song implementation thing perhaps, and maybe even a Nebel kill counter, because that Nebel, as uncontested as it is just wrecking all of the Soviet troops that try and enter the middle flag point, and the Germans are getting very close to being even scores. And with that machine gun down here, like, why is this machine gun here? It's too low down, way too low down. It can perhaps fire there, but anything on that hill is going to be troublesome. The AT gun from that light tank, it sees it. If I see it, Danny Boy sees it. That's how it works. We have our supply truck hanging the back lines. It is eating up command points, by the way. Just send that truck into its death. Or at least, like, eject its payload, like all the HE shells. And then just get someone to blow it up. It starts off a chain reaction. And you may be able to kill some guys with that. The truck is more likely to die before it even gets anywhere close to enemy infantry. But if you can, that'll be awesome. The machine gun does manage to fire on somebody in that hill. Somebody, but the Russians maintain hold of that 16 points to go. It's getting frantically close. More infantry to back up that central point, just in case the Germans. We are littering this with HE shells and smoke shells as well. I think the smoke shells are coming from the German side. The HE shells from that light tank destroyer, just trying to pepper spray, making sure that no Germans infantry there. They lose that flag. The points are going nowhere. Grenades away from the Germans. I am loving this from Chad. The grenades, we are not wasting them at all. We are just making sure that as many grenades are thrown as possible. The tank destroyer gets like 5 kills in one of the HE shots. It's providing an artillery support role. Look at all the explosions just emanating from the smoke. It's an unusual sight that we will never see in what I would call the games between players that can operate infantry on a scale which is more than one control group. Yeah, we'll call it that. But the Soviets do manage to begin capturing this flag. No, the Germans are back here. Oh, you had me in suspense there. The Germans just have to take the zones, and now, oddly enough, like as effective as this light tank destroyer has been, it's deciding that we need to change position. It's brain-scratchingly odd, but nonetheless, we're going to loop all the way around here. Maybe this can be much more effective, ignoring that there is a rock here. Oh, I see. There was some guys hiding around here. And we want to take them from this side. If we could only cover from multiple axes. Like we could have a machine gunner here, the machine gunner in the middle, the machine gunner locking down any approach here. Like fields of fire. Let's try and get that into our skulls, because that is how we lock down areas, not just operating on a one-directional 1D plane, let's call it. Just, there's my point, there's my sandbags, that is how I cover it. Try and lock off their ways to come to that point. It's like that machine gun there, that machine gun is awesome. Like, it's not going to be hit from that angle at all. It locks down anyone sort of over here and anyone forward, anyone hoping to come round here. That's great. If we can only have a unit that can lock off this side of the map, we are like totally fully secure until something takes out this machine gun, which is really hard to take because there's so many line of sight blockers against it, but it is covering the middle zone. Unfortunately though, for the Russian infantry, which were bound to capture this area and end the game perhaps, the Nebel strikes again, and that Nebel does manage to clear out 3 soldiers, I believe it was. Still plenty more survivors though. It even actually sounded like it ran out of ammunition. That could be the case. Moving behind this machine gun because of the lack of protection and line of sight that the Germans had. Grenade thrown and machine gun destroyed. Still a survivor though. Still a survivor. Finish the job you started, Rifleman Danny boy. God, I'm getting dastardly hungry right now. As I said, I've woke up, I'm unwashed, and that is generally the time that people want me to commentate Assault Squad. And I'm more than happy to do so because Assault Squad's so great. But compliments aside, chicken is on my mind. Chicken and sandwiches. Chicken and sandwiches. Now, I've seen this move before from Chad, but he's going to combine the smoke shell with flurry of grenades tactic with the suicide tactic that we saw earlier on this side of the map. And although the suicide tactic has been proven to not work, we're still going to do it. Still, I mean, at least there was smoke shells that time round, so the suicide tactic lasted much, much longer than previous attempts. And then we're going to Nebel strike the area, mostly Nebeling on our side of the map, but it does get a handful of Soviet troops And this has really turned into the battle of mid-flag point. Like, what happened to over here? We still have a tractor we could literally just send in and find out what's there. Like, one, two, three SMG guys just to hang up behind it. What's the worst thing to happen? Half track here. That's going to go into the middle. Everything's going to go to the middle eventually. The middle is a meat grinder. Careful of the driving skills, by the way, Danny boy. Maybe too much direct control there. Maybe let the AI handle some of these insignificant tasks. But there goes the half track into the meat grinder. Just like those poor horses ended up into the burger grinder. And I found out, literally someone told me that there was horse in the meat burgers. Congratulations! Oh my god, Danny boy, no more story times for me. I don't know what that was. Thank you, Danny boy and Chad, for playing this game. It's nice to have some refreshing faces on InukiTV. Great game for both of them. I can only hope in the future they might pick up upon the fact how significant infantry is in a sore spot. But for now, guys, I'm hungry, I'm unwashed, I'm Inuki. Good night.